Welcome to the Poopcast
with your hosts, Connor and Anthony.
Hi everyone, welcome back to the Poopcast. This is episode 8. As always, I'm Anthony, and today we're going to basically, it's going to be like a solo podcast today because Connor's a bit under the weather, and we just decided together that it'd be best if he just left it and maybe came on next week. So he'll be coming back next week, guys. So today you're just going to be hearing me, and then next week we might have Connor and Michael or Lee or someone on. So make sure to look forward to that. So today we've got quite a few things to talk about. Well, I have anyway. We've got Wickham career modes, Wins of the week. We've got all sorts of stuff, guys. It's awesome. We've got a few new topics that I can talk about for quite a while. So make sure to sit back and relax and then enjoy the episode, guys. So the first thing we're going to talk about is my Wickham career mode. I've been playing that for quite a long time now. I think I'm in 2019. I've just finished me. I think I'm in my third season in the Premier League now. I won the league, which was awesome. It was very close with me and Chelsea. I think I was 3 or 5 points ahead at the time, and I won that. Won the Champions League. Ooh, it was awesome. The final was a bit anticlimactic, like today was versus Barcelona, but whatever. You know, I think that's what happens when you play on semi-pro. They don't really attack that much. So, but yeah, I won that. I didn't win the cup, the FA Cup, because I just couldn't be bothered. But basically, at the end, I believe I had like 50 million, and I adjusted the sliders, and I now have like 55. So I was like, God damn, what do you do with 55 million when you've already got a pretty much perfect team? Just a few little minor adjustments here and there. And, you know, I looked about, I already had 3 people I brought in on pre-contract. Let's look for pre-contracts because I picked up 3 people with a combined estimate worth of 40 million. I hate spending a lot of money on career mode when it's very difficult to get money. If I can get money, no problem, then I don't mind spending it. But with Wickham, I might go months without like getting a lot of money. So I was looking about for pre-contracts, and I found 3 people. I found Andros Townsend, Connor Wickham, and Markovic, who's from Benfica, who's a really good youngster, who's very highly rated and highly sought after. And he was worth, Markovic was worth 24.5 million. Connor Wickham was estimated at 9.5 when I inquired, and Townsend was estimated at 8.5 when I inquired. So altogether, I think that's like 42 million. I think. So always look out, guys, because you can get some steals. I saw Ronaldo, Bale, like all these players on pre-contracts. Yeah, Ronaldo was 33, but he was 87 rated still, and his stats were still really solid. So, you know, definitely look out for them. What I do, pardon me, is I'll go on the transfer, the search players, put the minimum age as 23 and put the max age as 30, and then select the league you want, and then just go through. It can be quite tedious, but what I would do is sort by age. Once you're in the search filter, search by age, have a look at the top first. That's what I do. Have a look at the top because that's where you generally find the better players in the Premier League. Anyway, they're in the like mid-20s or late 20s. So have a look there, and then you can, if it says contract expiring in 6 months, you know, you put an offer in. Make sure, guys, as well, that you put the well, it works for me anyway, but you put the 20% the bonus on. It doesn't actually make a difference to your budget in any way, but it For some reason they always seem to join when you do that. So try that out, guys, and maybe leave in the comment if you can get someone like Gareth Bale, because Man City got Gareth Bale on a pre-contract, and he went to Real Madrid for like 86 million, I think, and to get him on a free contract's pretty ridiculous considering he was like 91 rated. And he was still like, I think he was like 27, so he still had a tiny bit of growth before he declined. I was just like, wow, that's the best deal. That beats some of my deals I've done in the past. But make sure to let us know in the comments below if you've got any like amazing pre-contracts, even if it's someone who isn't necessarily the highest rated, but you think yourself has just been unbelievable. Say you got someone like Kuyate on a pre-contract, or you got Eder from Braga on a pre-contract, or you know what I mean? Someone unique to your team who's not necessarily the most well known. Say you got like Benzia or someone like that on a pre-contract who's got really good potential, and you got him on a pre-contract, and now he's worth like 40 million for you, and you sold him off, and you've made a lot of money. So make sure to do that, guys. I'll probably give the Wickham career mode a break for an episode or two, just until like more shit happens, because it's a bit stale at the minute, my career mode. Nothing much interesting's happening. It just balls to the wall and grinding, to be honest. That's all I'm doing. I'm just chugging along, and it's not really. I mean, I might try and go for the double in the Champions League before I just end me career mode with them. But yeah, so I think we'll move on to the next topic, and it's me and Connor have been playing some 2K14 recently, and these matches have been pretty goddamn awesome. We've recorded on our phones some awesome spots that we set up in the match, because we wanted the matches to be we played a lot of serious matches, and then we played a few daft matches where we would set up the spots in the ring. So I'd be like, Connor, if you put that table there, and I'll move this angle off the ladder, you'll go flying through the table. And we had a few spots where I was on the far side of the ladder and Connor was on the nearest side, and he was Chris Benoit and I was me, my character Anthony. And he superplexed us from the top of the ladder outside of the ring through a stacked table, and it was just badass. It really was. We had an amazing non-scripted match between Adrian Neville and Rhino. The weirdest combination ever of Rhino and Adrian Neville on NXT. My God, that match must last about 15 minutes. Had about 15 finishes in, and it was just so good. Those awesome spots. But Connor picked up the win in that match with a gore at the end, and it was a really good match. We had a good match, Triple H versus Matt Hardy in a Hell in a Cell. That was a really good match as well. Very long match, lots of awesome spots. We always made sure to do the Hell in a Cell spots that you have to do when you're doing a Hell in a Cell. And we did loads of matches. It was awesome. It was good to get back on 2K14 and play some more games, because I've recently been sort of like not playing on it as much, because obviously the game's not getting supported as much anymore, because it's 2K15's coming out for next gen, and they'll have to put every minute of time that they have into the next gen version to make sure that it's all ready and good to go and to the best that they can do for next gen. So yeah, I've just been playing Universe mode. That's a bit boring at the minute, like. But so I'm just going to be playing some more online with me and Connor probably in the future. If you guys ever want to verse one of us, you can, if you let us message us in the comments. We can organize some sort of elimination chamber with you guys if you're interested. It's on the PS3, and you can just message us and get our PSN IDs or something and play an elimination chamber. I think that'd be pretty cool. But so me and Connor have played some of that. We'll let you guys know when Connor's back on. We can get his side of the story on what he thought and whatnot. So, But I think we'll move on to the next one that I think I can talk a little bit about, and it's the PS4 remastered, which I don't know. I mean, it's The Last of Us, guys. That's what The Last of Us is coming to PS4, and everyone's losing the shit. And I'm like, it was on PS3. It's not a new game. It's just they've just tweaked loads of stuff. It's like I don't know if I want to get it because I've already played it. And I don't think it'll be worth it, to be honest, just for a few graphical upgrades when the game looked gorgeous on PS3 and a few little upgrades here and there. Because for me, I thought it was perfect on PS3, so I think I'm going to give that one a miss, to be honest. But let us know, are you excited for? Did you avoid Last of Us on the PS3? You know, and you've picked up a PS4, and you're like, man, it wouldn't it be awesome if I could play The Last of Us on PS4? Well, now you can. I don't know how much it's going to cost. Probably it's like 40 quid. And it'll just be, you might still get the PS3 version if that's the case. But um, they've done quite a few gameplay tweaks. I think they've made it a lot smoother. Obviously, because it's run on much better components. I think they've tweaked the gameplay to suit that. So you might notice the gameplay is a lot faster, and there might be more enemies about. I don't know. I might just be making this up, but I think you would assume so anyway. If there's more RAM and stuff like that, you think there'll be a lot more preloaded stuff in there. But I looked at it, and who knows if there's like some sort of demo. If that makes like if just a PS4 demo of it, I might try it out. But I don't know if I'm going to buy it because I've already completed it like 4 times. I think I beat it on hard and all that sort of stuff, and that was a pain in the ass. But yeah, so let us know in the comment section below, guys, if you excited for the Last of Us on PS4, or you're not bothered at all. Just drop a little comment, and we can go from there. So the next thing I'll talk about as well is because this is coming to PS4 as well. Is GTA? GTA 5 is apparently coming to PS4, Xbox One. I don't think they said it was PC. I think it was just next gen. The release date was June. And that was the speculated release date was June. And the uh, the the thing is with Rockstar is I think that they should have had a next gen version already made, and then when the consoles came out, um, push that out as like like an actual thing, like a release game. You could have bundles. People would have been losing the shit because it would have looked a lot nicer. There wouldn't have been not as many dropped frames in certain missions or in certain cutscenes that had a lot of stuff going on. Stuff like that. And I think if GTA 5 does come to PS4, it might sort of re-energizes to play the game again. I mean, I've been playing with one of my mates, Grant. I've been playing with him on GTA every now and again, and we don't really do a lot of the missions or anything like that. We just sort of drive around on bikes and I just do little daft things. You know what I mean? And for me, I think if it came to PS4, and they could put a lot more stuff in because apparently they cut out so much cool shit. They cut out like basketball, pool, like all these awesome mini games that you would actually want in the game itself, and they just completely cut them out. And I think that'd be a great way for a great chance for them to be like, right, we've now got the hardware to put all this in and have everything else in there as well, and not have any technical problems, anything like that. So I think that'll be really interesting. It'd be interesting to see what the price is as well regarding this because it's already released. Is the single disc. You can get it digitally as well. Be interesting to see if the digital version is any cheaper. Because the one thing I don't understand is they charge more for digital than they do for the actual game itself. So as I was saying, guys, I think what's going to happen is I think it's probably going to be more expensive on this store because I think obviously you have to factor in VAT and they have to they have to pay for like licensing and stuff on the store and obviously holding it on these servers can be quite expensive. As the PSN store or the Xbox Marketplace. If it does come to Xbox One and all that sort of stuff. So, would you rebuy it? How would you rebuy it? Would you will to spend a little bit more so you didn't have to trail all the way down to Asda or Granger Games or wherever you live in the world, the nearest gaming shop? Would you trail down again and buy it again? You know. So if you just let us know, guys, in the comments, that'd be awesome. And I think we'll move on to the next topic, which shouldn't really take that long. It's the recently, I would say, in the last week or so, there was a screenshot, or more like a Twitter picture of the people at 4J Studios up in Scotland, and they were celebrating something, and the guy had a massive bottle of whiskey, I think, and in the background, like he put it on his desk. And he had a massive TV and he had loads of gadgets all about. And in the background, you could see that Minecraft was on a PS Vita. He had like a PS Vita on his desk, and you could see Minecraft on it. And then if you looked up on his TV, you could see that there was a PS4 pad on his desk as well, and there was a PS4 console, and it was on the screen. So people have been going mental, and like there's Minecraft's going to be coming to PS4 and PS Vita, all that sort of good stuff. So, like, do you have a PS Vita? Would you rebuy Minecraft even though you've bought it like 15 times on different stuff? For me, I don't know if I would get it on PS4, to be honest. I think I'll just keep it on PS3 because it's a good reason for me to keep me PS3 at the minute. Because if I buy it on the PS4, like, what's the point of me PS3 version? And I've spent all that time and effort on me PS3 version. I think I'll kind of just keep it and have a reason to go back on it. I mean, I think the only reason, no, the only way that I could be convinced to get a PS4 version is if you could transfer your world and then it just regenerated new world around it. So like on the PC, like where it just keeps going on forever and ever. You just have your map, and then once you leave your map, it just regenerates new like structures and stuff like that. I think that would be badass, and I think that would be the only way I'll get the PS4 version. I don't have a PSP anymore or a PS Vita. Just a load of shit, to be honest. I mean, unless you're on the move all the time and you want to play games, I'll probably just get a DS. Because then you play like Pokemon or something if you like that sort of shit. So let us know in the comments. Would you get Minecraft for PS4 or Xbox One? Because I know a lot of people will probably get on next gen because obviously you'll have a lot more stuff to do. Hopefully they put like horses and everything on, so it's literally the same update as the PC. But I'm not sure about that. Maybe you guys in the comments might have some suggestions yourself on how you think they would go ahead with what they were doing. So yeah, that's that. Hopefully it's not too long because I want to see some videos on it, see how it runs, see if it's got all the new like blocks and all the new items and stuff like the flowers and shit. When I watch PC games, I think those flowers would make my basic village almost look a lot nicer. And then you've got stuff like the extra fish, um, all these new like stuff like that. And I think that'd be really awesome. So let us know what you think of the PS4 and Vita versions in the comments, guys. I think now I'll move on to the Sunderland Everton match. Sorry about that. So me and Connor yesterday we went to the Sunderland. It was a match. It was a 3 o'clock kickoff, and it was against Everton. And the match itself was pretty average. Sunderland had quite a few like large spells where they played really well and they were doing some great attacking football. But yet again, it was a defensive error that cost them the match, and they were very unlucky. Me and Connor were right behind the goal when it happened, and they were very unlucky. I just think that I just wish that they took more shots. There was so many times in the match where me and Con were just shouting "shoot," and everyone was in the crowd shouting "shoot," and they would just turn and they would play it to someone else, and it's like, come on, lads, you bloody pretty much near the bottom of the table or bottom of the table, and you're just passing the ball about. And you're not going for shots. Like if I was Conor Wickham in that match, people would have got tired of us tacking shots, right? I would have been having shots left, right, and centre. Because Tim Howard, I think, only had about 4 shots on him the whole game. He could have put the kettle on, got some bloody McFitty biscuits, and just sat there and had a chat on with Everton fans or something. But it was a decent match. Obviously very disappointed that Sunderland couldn't win, and you could tell that with the atmosphere at the end, everyone was just sort of just beaten, and that everyone sort of just gave up at the end of the match. They're just like, oh, nothing's going to happen, So if any of you guys were there at the match, what was your opinion on it? Did you think it was a good match? One, because I mean there was a chance in the game where it was like a goal mouth scramble, and they really could have scored then. Barini had a good shot that went wide, so we could have got a goal. It was just they need they really need someone who can who's like very clinical on the ball. Like I think Sunderland thought they had that with Josie Altidore when they brought him in at the time. Obviously before they found out he was a bag of shit. Um, I thought that they had that in mind when they bought him, that he was going to be this big, clinical, strong striker, and he hasn't really been clinical at all. For me, I think they would be best off like sort of focusing on the strikers, because if they get relegated, I think some of the teams in the championship now anyway have very good defenses, and I think they'll be very hard to beat if you keep the same strikers. I think Connor Wickham should have been here from the start of the season. They should never have loaned him out. What a big mistake that was, loaning that kid out, because he looked absolutely on fire this match. He was running about all the time. He was making he was tracking back to the halfway line, and he was like making tackles, passes. He was always jumping up, going for headers, and it was a really good match. Yeah, 1-0. I don't even think Everton would have scored, to be honest with you guys. I think uh, obviously with us being there, we saw the whole match, and Everton didn't really test Manone a lot. Sunderland did play quite well defensively, apart from the error, and I feel like it probably would have been a 0-0 draw if it wasn't for Wes Brown's mistake at the near post. I think it probably would have been a 0-0 draw. And I think that would have been a decent result. Obviously, you won 3 points, but if you can't get 3 points, just take the point. You know what I mean? So obviously disappointing as a Sunderland fan, but when you when this sort of stuff happens, there's nothing you can do. You can whinge all you want, but at the end of the day, it's just sort of sad to see that some of these players who you actually know can perform just haven't had that proper chance to, and they've been very unlucky. So that's that, guys. I think we'll move. I'll move on now to WrestleMania. Now, WrestleMania, it was quite a. It seems like quite a while ago now, actually, but it wasn't that long ago. And WrestleMania again was just, in my opinion, a good show. It wasn't a great show. It was just a good show. If I was going to give it a rating, I would probably give it a 7 out of 10. Like I said on the podcast before WrestleMania, I think I'll stick with me guns on that, and I'll go with a 7 out of 10. You know, the first match of the night, Triple H, Daniel Bryan. My opinion, good match. I thought it was going to be an awful match because Triple H he didn't wrestle for ages, right? He might have went a whole year without wrestling. Now he's fighting Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, who's been wrestling every week, twice a week on SmackDown and Raw, and he did well. It was a good match. Had some good spots. But at one point in the match, when Triple H did this announce table spot where he dropped Daniel Bryan on his arm, I was like, oh my god, fake and script or not, that looked like it really hurt. You just heard the bang of his arm on the table. I was like, damn, that's pretty tough. But and then, I mean, you had the battle royal, with obviously the Andre the Giant memorial thing. We like to call it the Job Center Royal Rumble, but it was, I don't know, it just wasn't as good as I was hoping. Obviously the end was awesome. That was the best bit. That they're gonna play that shit for the next 20 years, right? I'll be in my 40s and we're still playing that shit. Where Cesaro, and he carried him and he threw him over the top rope. Not many people can do that. I mean, you probably got like Cesaro, Brock, and John Cena who could probably do that. But Cesaro picked him up, he yucked him over the top rope. It was an awesome finish to the match. I love Cesaro. I think he's one of the best wrestlers there. I've seen loads of his indie matches. Oh my god, that guy knows how to bloody wrestle. It's awesome. So hopefully now with him being a Paul Heyman guy, pardon me, he can go quite far. I think he needs a lot of work on the mic. He's a bit shit on the mic. Obviously he has his gimmick of 5 languages, but I don't think Americans know more than one language most of the time. So I think if he sticks to just the King of Swing gimmick he's got now and just talks normally, and Paul Heyman can teach him on the mic, I think he might be a future world champion. I think he might be quite good. Be interesting to see if he could swing Big Show around. That would be awesome. Imagine him swinging Big Show around. That would just be the best moment ever. But you've had the John Cena Bray Wyatt match. Incredibly disappointing as always, because John Cena came out on top. He rose against those odds, as he always does, the son of a bitch. Wouldn't let Bray Wyatt go over, and I'm just like, are you kidding? Bray Wyatt has like a real chance to go over here and to prove that he can beat John Cena on the biggest stage. Do you know what that would have done for his career and for his character? That would have really boosted him to heights that he's probably not going to see now because he lost at WrestleMania. And I think that's really damaged his career in a sense where he could have become something bigger and something better with his character. Because Bray Wyatt, the way he does his character, he portrays his character better than anyone else does on that goddamn show, and have done for a long time. He really gets into that character, and that's awesome to see, and I hope he goes far. But we had the Diva Battle Royal, load of shite. Only good to look at, if you know what I'm saying. Giggly goo. But that was pretty shit. AJ retained. And then we had the Undertaker Brock Lesnar match was before the Divas thing. It was quite a while ago. I've forgotten half the bleed matches, but Undertaker Brock Lesnar. I hate WrestleMania when Undertaker comes on because he takes like 20 minutes. I could have had a shower, shit, and a shave, and came back, and he still would have been coming to the ring. And in my opinion, it wasn't a very good match. It was very slow, very sluggish. Obviously, the Undertaker's 49, so he's not going to be fucking leaping about the ring like Justin Gabriel or someone like that. But Brock Lesnar's his character and his ring ability is very limited. Obviously, because he's a big guy, and I mean, you saw one time he tried to do a shooting star press and he fucked that up, so he can't do high moves. But the match was very slow. There was a few good spots where Undertaker went for it. I think it was the second old school of the match, and he was walking along the rope, and Brock Lesnar just pulled him off and gone for an F5 and F5'd him. That was pretty cool. And then the finish, Undertaker got Brock Lesnar up for a second tombstone. Then they always do that reversal where he flips him back over and he's got him, lift him up awkwardly into an F5, F5'd him, and 1, 2, 3, Brock Lesnar's just beaten the streak. And for me, I wanted the streak to end because I thought, the Undertaker's getting old and the matches will just be so bad once he hits 50 and 50 because he's not going to be able to do much because his knees, his back, his neck, everything will just be really slow, and I don't think it'll be good anymore. And to be honest, I want Undertaker to go out on top and retire, and everyone will remember him for the good stuff that they should remember him for. He's had such a good career, and I think now that he's lost at WrestleMania, I think that'll be a perfect time for him to retire. Next year and go swim, and then he can live off that money for the rest of his life. I think that's what should happen, guys. But the crowd, for me, I thought the crowd would have had a better reaction to Undertaker losing. Everyone was really shocked and almost stunned. And it's you really think the Undertaker is going to keep wrestling? He's got a family, he's got kids, and he's 49. He's not going to keep wrestling forever. And everyone's like, oh my God, the Undertaker's lost. Oh no, crying and all stuff. And I'm just could you see him going until 25-0, 30-0? That's not going to happen. But, some of the faces were hilarious. You know what I mean? There's this black guy in the front row who was it looked like he was damn. You had some other people who were just so shocked, and I was kind of pumped because obviously it gets kind of boring, I think, with the Undertaker constantly winning, even though the other person's been dominating the whole match. I think it's I thought it was really interesting that Brock Lesnar went over. A lot of people are sort of a bit butthurt that Brock Lesnar won. For me, Brock Lesnar, he's one. He looks the most likely to have done that, in my opinion, because he's just big and he's got that ruthless aggression that a lot of people don't have. I mean, how many people can F5 Mark Henry through the fucking announce table? That's impressive. He's beaten the Big Show, Mark Henry, all these guys, and yeah, he's not particularly great on the mic, but he's got that pure power, and I think people should have popped a lot more when Brock Lesnar won, because I did. I was like, holy shit. For the rest of that day, I was like, oh my God, the streak's over. But I was sort of happy in a way. So let us know in the comments, guys. What do you think of the streak ending? Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Would you want him to wrestle till he's 55 or something, just to keep the streak going? Let us know. That'd be awesome. And we'll go on to the next big talking point anyway, which is the main event. Because Daniel Bryan won, he got pushed into the main event in the title match, so it was now a triple threat. And it was actually not a bad main event. I thought it was going to be awful with bloody Batista Kardashian there. His trunks are getting small, and so eventually he's just going to wear a bloody G-string to the match. It's what are you doing, Batista, mate? You know what I mean? Them trunks look like they'll bloody squish your nuts. But it was a good main event. It was an awesome spot. In my opinion, the best spot of WrestleMania, where for some reason now they had 3 tables instead of 2, and they had a French announce table. a Spanish announce table and the normal American announce table, and the Spanish one was in the middle and the French one was on the end. And they put the Batista got up on the American announce table, got Daniel Bryan into a power bomb. Randy Orton, for some reason, had to put the stairs next to the announce table because he couldn't climb up like 2 foot, which I thought was hilarious. And he got up, and Batista. It wasn't a Batista bomb because Batista didn't fall down on his ass, but there was a power bomb into a reverse neck breaker through the table, and it looked badass. And Randy Orton really hurt himself doing that because he landed right on the monitor, and you should have seen his back. If you watch back on the show in the main event, Randy Orton's got a proper gash down his back where the corner of the actual monitor like cut him, and he was bleeding there. Daniel Bryan got put on a stretcher, and you knew he wasn't going to get stretched out because the crowd would have just fucking left right then. So he was on a stretcher, just about to go up the ramp. He started like hulking up. He keeps doing this like Hulkamania thing. If you watch Daniel Bryan in some matches, he's like on the ground and he's like doing the Hulkamania thing. I'm like, what are you doing? You're like 180 pounds or something. You're not gonna like start getting. But he got off the stretcher and he ended up winning, which was awesome. But I just having both of the belts look right. Like I think like they should just have one belt. It should have just been the world heavyweight belt. But I think that's the way WWE want to go. They want to have less and less belts for some reason because they don't know what to do with half the people who have belts. I mean, look at Biggie Langston. What the hell's he doing these days? That Intercontinental belt's not worth anything anymore, which is a goddamn shame. But they'll probably end up unifying the Intercontinental in the US. I don't know how they would do it, but yeah. But Daniel Bryan is now the WWE World Heavyweight Champion, and then on the Raw after, which I thought was a pretty decent Raw. The thing is, to me, I hate the fact that now they rely on the Raw after to really get all the hardcore wrestling guys back and all that sort of shit. Because that's whenever people debut, people return. Like surprise returns. People like Brock Lesnar when he came back. That was the night after WrestleMania. So there's always something going to happen. And it was a good Raw. The crowd, I thought, were a lot better than last year. They were just like fandangoing and stuff like that. I thought this was a lot better. There was a lot more. There were more for the wrestlers, like the actual guys who can wrestle and stuff like that. And I thought that was awesome. I was trying to think if there was anything notable to talk about. Really, I mean, Paige beat AJ Lee for the women's title, which made no sense because Paige just debuted and now she's beaten a 296-day TV champion with a shitty finisher, by the way. That looks terrible. How are you meant to sell that? How are you meant to sell that finisher? It looks awful. But it was decent Raw, decent WrestleMania. Oh crap, I forgot about talk about the Shield match. That was awful, guys. It was one of the worst WrestleMania matches I've seen in a while. It was a squash match. They must have won in about 2.5 minutes, if that. They squashed the shit out of Kane and the New Age Outlaws in a match that just didn't make sense to me. I think you should have had, like, maybe the Usos go against the Shield or the Wyatts. You know what I mean? Like, double book Bray Wyatt, have him in the tag team match against the Shield and have him against John Cena. Because then if Bray Wyatt comes out the tag team match winning and then wins against John Cena, that boosts his character even more. But yeah, that tag match was awful. It really was. So let us know what you think of WrestleMania. Do you think it was awesome? Do you think it was a bag of shit? What about the Raw after? Do you think that was good or crap? Let us know in the comments, guys. We really appreciate if you could leave your feedback down below. So I think the thing we'll go on to next, guys, is the whinge of the week. And I'm only going to do my whinge because Connor's not here to do his whinge. But what I'll do is we'll probably just do Connor's whinge next week. It's back to normal. So, but my whinge of the week, guys, is that referee yesterday at the Sunderland Everton match. That was the worst refereeing I've seen in like quite a long time. He was so shit. Like a gust of wind could have knocked an Everton player over, and he would have given him a free kick. You know, he was just absolutely licking Everton's bumhole, and it was just so annoying as a Sunderland fan because we were getting fouled. You know, like legitimately fouled, and at one point he booked Seb Larson because I think the referee was taking like 50 hours to get ready, and Seb Larson wanted to do a quick free kick. He ended up booking him. I'm like, what? Is this ref on crack or something? Like, what's he doing? Some awful decisions. So that's going to be my whinge of the week. I can't remember the ref's name for the life of us, but he looks like an absolute retard. So it's awful decisions yet again. Me and Connor were just screaming at the ref, just like, "What you doing?" It was hilarious. The whole crowd was like sarcastically clapping him when he finally got a decision right, and I thought that was awesome. You got this. I think the Sunderland crowd's one of the best crowds in England. They're hilarious with what they do and that. So, but yeah, that's my whinge of the week, guys. Is the Sunderland referee? He was absolutely awful. So I think we're going to move on to the last segment, guys. It's album of the week. It's a segment we're going to keep for a long time. And before we start the show, Connor told us his album of the week, so I can do mine and Connor's here for you guys. So I think we'll start off with Connor's since he's not here. And Connor's album of the week, drumroll insert, is the Beatles' Recovered Band Top 30 Hits. Now, Connor listens to a lot of Spotify, and that was his album that he's been listening to and really enjoyed. So maybe check that out if you've got Spotify. I've never heard of the Beatles' Recovered Band, but they must be good if Connor's listening to them because we both have, I think, a good taste in music and stuff. So yeah, that's that. My album of the week is Whitney Houston full album 2012 compilation. I Will Always Love You, the best of Whitney Houston. That's a really long title, but if you just type in Whitney Houston greatest hits on YouTube and just look for that name and click on it, it's about an hour and 20, I think. It's really good, guys. Definitely check it out. I love me a bit of Whit, and it's such a good album. I mean, I think there was like one or two songs that. I mean, I don't really care for Whitney Houston's R&B stuff. I'm more like power ballady stuff, like poppy stuff. But I just wish there was If You Say My Eyes Are Beautiful, that one. I like that song. I wish that was on. But other than that, it was such a good album. So definitely check it out, guys. Make sure you let us know your album of the week as well. If you've been listening to albums, let us know what you think of that. So I think we're going to call it there, guys. This has been Poopcast episode 8, and hopefully next week Con will be back to full strength to do the podcast. We might have Michael back. He's been having some laptop issues, so we might have 3 guests for episode 9, guys. So yeah, that's about it, guys. Make sure to subscribe to Wolfie Pack Games for more Poopcasts and all the other good content that Connor has. Make sure to comment and like, and I'll see you next week, guys. Adios.